then what is the benefit? I told them the benefit that we are going to give to you is immeasurable. That is number one is happiness, which you will derive when you go back and when you are interacting with the students. And then the other kind of thing which you will take, which nobody takes in this world when he dies, that is punya. Teaching is a noble profession. You are teaching without payment. You are teaching with so much of labor. So this punya will go with you when you leave this world. Number two, that before you leave this world, you go with the satisfaction that we have done something better and extra, which was not available in the city. This is your contribution to the city, and that is your personal gain when you when you die. So they are all delighted. Now there are another 50 applications who want to come and teach, but we don't have accommodation. Our city can with only 50. So we request the Honorable Minister and to consider our representation. It is pending with the government for the last 10 years to allot us a piece of land, and MCL for your information has kindly agreed to construct a double-story building. They have already agreed, provided government gives land. Government has given land to start hotel here. Government has given land to start residential house. I think our which reports no explanation. And this function is primarily function. And again, this is unique because this is a multidisciplinary subject. And I mean, it got on recordness of India with special reference to Western Odisha. And he has presented in his findings what are the ways and means on the basis of which the backwardness of the region can be removed. So this is not only multidisciplinary, this is also academically useful, academically fruitful, academically rewarding, as well as socially relevant. This is how the presence of all the functions and directors justifies that this work is not a small work. This is a great work, a unique work. And for the first time, I congratulate all of you, Dr. Kosal and Dr. Mani, and they call it this is the auspicious occasion because of our connecting here in this house to remove obstacles of all of you. So this year, no obstacle. And you will also grant in grace. The theme of the book is most relevant for India is working for developed India because of Bharat. I, on behalf of all of you, welcome our honorable chief guest, distinguished guest, and all our vice chancellors, directors who have been very, very kind. Professor from Ramsala had to run to support to felicitate our honorable minister. Since I will come, whatever we can do. I am grateful to all the directors and vice chancellors for their calling for promotion of knowledge. I take you back to the past. Lordship Vasishtha ji has prescribed two self-efforts for success and the information of the audience. There is no better learning example than our chief guest. More than 30 years of self-efforts, more than 30 years of self-efforts, patience and perseverance. These are two concepts we ask the students. The key to success in life is patience and perseverance. And lead the example, glaring example. success comes if they continue. So he has pursued research of both in life. I told him 6 years back. And before that also. And before that also. That will be like president. So full time election. But he won ultimately and become the president. I hope I would come and what has become the best person in the central and became the best president of all of our years. Treasure of knowledge, bank of knowledge. Both is big. But I am reminded of one saying that the legacy is knowledge, but the audience is wisdom. We are now wisdom, we are now knowledge. So we are better qualified than us. A big compliment on behalf of the people sitting in the dance. He said, apart from the topics which we are teaching, our methods of teaching are interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, cross-disciplinary, and transdisciplinary. All the four methods which NEP 2020 and all the colleges and universities implement is provided with the support of all our guest sitting there. Particularly Das, director of College Development Council of Oxford University. So, education make us humble. I don't know. Education make us humble. Humility makes one qualified. Qualification attracts wealth. True wealth will establish a stable social order. This is what teaching to the adolescents. And adolescents, all of you know better than me. It is clear. That is clear. Whatever you give them, that will remind of the memory and they will practice. You can't teach the fundamental here. You can't teach me. Because whatever lesson you give to me, I will not apply in this old age. So this is what psychologists have advised us to take new observations because the time is come. Better for you. I am 86. Accept minded and forgetfulness. These are complicated features which take over the day. I forgetfulness. So, these two words, I take this opportunity in extending a active welcome to our contribution, learning, and and all our cordial invited myself directors, including the plans and directors, having this occasion because I mean, though we are small in number, now I request very kindly introduce our guest because time is running out.
Thank you, sir. Good morning and namaskar to you. esteemed Mr. Suresh Pujari sir, Honorable Minister of Revenue and Disaster Management, esteemed Sri Sachin R. Yadav, the RDC Sambalpur, our Vice Chancellors, Professor Omyaratha from BPUT, Professor N. Nagaraju from GM University, Professor B.B. Mishra from Sambalpur University, Professor Bhabagrahi Ratha from Bhimsar, Professor Aditya Prasad Padhi, former Vice Chancellor of Barampur University and the Chairman of the Sambalpur Public Library, Dr. Ponda and Professor Majhi. In front of us, the galaxy of learned intellectuals. At the outset, I express my gratitude to Professor Aditya Prasad Padhi, who has been kind enough to accept my request for the release of this book by this august body. And fortunately and with much thought, he has selected the right person and the right day. The Ganesh Chaturthi, the occasion of learning, beginning of learning, and by the Honorable Minister, the Revenue and Disaster Management Department, in the presence of all the galaxy of intellectuals, is the most appropriate way to disseminate the work and the knowledge created by the universities. I said universities, that is collaborative work. I can say Sambalpur University and the GM University, because it is that way collaboration of two universities generating the locally, socially relevant knowledge, because our area is suffering from regional backwardness. Now there is a need to find out the cause of this backwardness and to find out the solution of this. So with these few words, I feel myself very little enough to introduce the big people here. So in the beginning, I feel myself that our chief guest, which well known to everyone present here. But as a formality, I will introduce as the, of course, presently the Minister, Honorable Minister of Revenue and Disaster Management. And prior to that, he was the Member of Parliament. Prior to that, we know that he is a social activist and the dynamic student leader for a long time. And he has a very compassionate feeling for the people, and he works for the people and their development through education, empowerment, entrepreneurship. We expect a lot from him for the development of Odisha and Western Odisha in particular. I joined Professor Pari in inviting Professor Pujari sir to this book release ceremony. Next, I will be introducing Professor our RDC, Sri Jadavji. Before joining as the regional, the RDC here, he has worked as the Director Tourism, Director Scheduled Caste, Scheduled Tribe Division, Development Corporation, Additional Chief Electoral Officer, Director in Bhubaneswar in different official positions. We also know that he has emphasized his commitment for addressing the public grievances and taking necessary steps for the region's overall development. So when we are talking of regional development of the area and backwardness of this area, we expect a lot from SAR for the development of this underdeveloped area. We have among us Professor Joshua. Welcome you, sir. the director of IMM, and Professor Mahadev Joyswal. The second, he was the founder director and the second time director of IIM Sambalpur. He is PG PX from MIT Sloan School of Management, Boston. PhD in Computer Science from Delhi University. Fulbright Fellow from Carnegie Mellon University. We welcome you, sir, to this gathering. We welcome Professor Nagraju. Before joining to the GM University Sambalpur, he was professor in the Central University Karnataka. Prior to that, he was also a professor of Rajiv Gandhi Central University, Arunachal Pradesh. He is a man of literature and linguistics. His work is well known to the field of literature and language. We have among us Professor Omiya Rathosar, the Vice Chancellor of BPUT. Before joining to this BPUT, he was the advisor ICT at the NAC Bengaluru. Prior to that, he was also a professor of our VSSUT. We have a number of times received his advice for the Sambalpur University NAC accreditation process. We welcome you, sir, and thank you for this book release ceremony. We have among us, of course, our Vice Chancellor, Professor B.B. Mishra. For him, I can say, Namanti Phalina Brukhya Namranti Gunina Jona. So we have our Vice Chancellor so polite and so and he was a professor in Utkal University prior joining to this Sambalpur University. Besides this, he has also worked in Gorakhpur University. He has a number of projects, national and international, including the Fulbright Scholar Fellowship, the Postdoc Fellowship. He is under his guidance, Sambalpur University has been marching in the forward direction, and we owe a lot to sir. We welcome you, sir. Among us, we have also our dynamic registrar and academic registrar, Dr. Nupraj Sahu, and everybody is knowing him as the academic registrar, dynamic registrar, not only for the promotion of academics, but also he has instilled dynamism in administration, in development of Sambalpur University. We welcome you, sir. And on behalf of this Sambalpur University, GM University, and our public library, we welcome you all. And I thank Professor Aditya Prasad Padhi, sir, for giving us this opportunity to sorry, sir. So I also welcome Professor Panigrahi Ratha, the director of HIMSA, who is a professor from pharmacology and medicine. He is also a dean of our medical science faculty of Sambalpur University. And in many occasions, he is also serving us in helping the curriculum design and also in different aspects of our Sambalpur University. He's a man from, we can say, he's from our Sambalpur University family. I welcome everyone present here. As Professor Padhi said that the number is small, but small is beautiful because the quality that matters here, the learned audience are quality audience, and they will help us to disseminate this knowledge generated through the research conducted by the Sambalpur University in collaboration of JM University, because these two authors belong to two universities, and that is how I said that it is a collaborative work which the present day needs. With these few words, I welcome you and thank you.
गरम
Professor, what we stand, we speak one. So I say it's not for lingual idea. So we are exceeding our time. I will be requesting my colleagues because program to put it as brief as possible because brevity is final. And may I request now before inviting you have to release the book. Oh, so let's think of yeah. And it is very difficult to get data from government. Now that IT is developed, AI is developed, it is easier. However, despite the difficulties, because now before you, I hope for this to make us the state government will lead it and try to implement as far as possible. By our Dr. Pratna and Dr. Mani. Now, because Dr. Pratna could speak because he is present. এবং সভারে আগত ଅନ୍ୟାନ୍ୟ ମହାନୁଭବ ଏଇଟା ଗୋଟେ ଏନ୍ତା ହିସାବରେ ଏ କାମଟା କରାହେଲା ମୁଇଁ ଏକାଡେମିକ୍ସ ଲାଇନରେ ନାଇଁ ଥାଇକିରି ମତେ ଏଇଟା ଉଦ୍ବେଳିତ କଲା କି ପଶ୍ଚିମ ଓଡ଼ିଶା ଆଜି ବି ଭାରତରେ ତଥା ବିଶ୍ୱରେ ଗୋଟେ ପଛୁଆ ଅଞ୍ଚଳ ହେଇକିରି କାମ କରୁଛି କାଣା ପଦକ୍ଷେପ ନିଆ ହେଇଛି କାଣା ସେଟାର କମି ରହୁଛେ କି ସେଟା ଆଖି ଦେଖା ଜିନିଷ ଗୋଟେ ତିଆର କରିଦେଇକିରି ଆମକୁ ଛାଡି ଦିଆ ହେଇଛି ସେ ଜିନିଷ ଉପରେ କାମ କରବାଟା ମତେ ଆହ୍ୱାନ କଲା
हम से ऊपर काम कले इथे हमें डेवलपमेंट बेले गोटे जगह उन्नति बेले पहला बुझा जाउथला कि सामान मान कर जिनस मान कर उन्नति माने हमर पाखे केते जिनिस अछि सेतार अनुसार हम उन्नति न पाजो उन्नति जिनस के फिर आस्ते आस्ते तार डेफिनेशन परिवर्तन हला खुशी केते अछि सेटे के उन्नति बोले देखा वर्तमान युग रे जदि सर्वस्पर्शी नहे उन्नतिटा सेटा के हमें प्रकृत मानरे उन्नति बोली कहि परमा के सेटा हमें चिंता करवा कथा हमर यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री सबका साथ सबका विश्वास सबका साथ सबका विकास सबका विश्वास जन पहुंचन से जिनिस हवार लगी सबु अंचल रो भी विकास आवश्यक है ई जिनिस ऊपर ही काम करा है विभिन्न कमिटी जहाँ 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 सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट बा स्टेट गवर्नमेंट जहाँ जहाँ कमिटी करजन से सब कमिटी विषय रे बही रे संक्षेप रे वर्णना करा है प्रफुल्ल चंद्र घड़ई कमिटी बसी थिला सेतु अंचल रो विकास पछुआ अंचल लाई गोटे कमिटी बनाले भायर किछि एक्स्ट्रा ग्रांट सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट रो मिलवा के ई आशा नै करी से कमिटी बना हेतला किंतु जेते बेले देखले जे कमिटी बनाले कि काउंसिल बनाले कि डेवलपमेंट बोर्ड बनाले किछि सेंता ग्रांट मिलवार जिंस बागे जिंस नै न से कमिटी रेकमेंड कला डब्ल्यूडीसी नै बना किंतु हमर सामाजिक संगठन आज्ञा माने भी तार प्रधान सामाजिक संगठन मानकर दबाव बा प्रेशर रे डब्ल्यूडीसी रा कॉन्स्टिट्यूट कराला किंतु आज पर्यंत आमे गोटे रिमार्केबल बा आखि दुसिया उन्नति आमे देखि नै पारि सेटा आमे सबे कहूजु किंतु सेतार परिसंख्यान विषय रे केही नै कहबा इथि तार परिसंख्यान विषय रे विशद भाव रे वर्णना करा है डब्ल्यूडीसी केते ग्रांट मिलु छे आज जदी कहमी मई 10टा डिस्ट्रिक्ट तार डेवलपमेंट lai गोटे संस्था करा है पश्चिम ओडिसा रा मुख्यतः 1% ऑफ द स्टेट प्लान बजट विषय नै पाए चिंतार विषय है 2015 जति तक मोर डाटा एनालिसिस करि जे 0.11% फंड्स पाउछ रिसेंटली पूरे को सारे बढ़ा है जे किंतु सेटा भी 1% बजट नै हुए यदि इंपोर्टेंस हमें कम दमा से जिंस के ही इंपोर्टेंस हमें कम दमा तार प्रभाव निश्चित रूप से कम ही आसबा recommendation of you sir that is more relevant sir आज तो ई प्रकार 37 टा इंडिकेटर के नेकी एनालिसिस करा है विभिन्न जिंस 5टा सेक्टर के नेकी से सेक्टर मान को जेन एलोकेशन होचे सेतार भी किछि सिस्टमैटिक एलोकेशन रो प्लान नैनो किंबा कैंसी डिस्ट्रिक्ट रो एरिया तथा पॉपुलेशन इटा के इंपोर्टेंस दिया है किंतु तार बैकवर्डनेस के इंपोर्टेंस नहीं दिया आउ जदि ग्रोथ के देखमा गोटे भल जिंस डब्ल्यूडीसी तयारी हला परे डब्ल्यूडीसी और रेस्ट ऑफ ओडिशा तथाकथित डेवलप्ड एरिया हमर कोस्टल ओडिशा ताके जे देखमा तार तुलना रे हमर वेस्टर्न ओडिशा डेवलपमेंट काउंसिल अंडर रे थिला अंचल फल ग्रोथ करि जे 7.3% ग्रोथ करि जे तार एनुअल सीडीआई जेतले कैलकुलेट करा है whereas कोस्टल ओडिशा 3.7 रेट रे ग्रोथ करि निश्चित रूप से ई प्रकार पदक्षेप फल है स्वागत योग्य है किंतु से बेस पॉइंट ता जदि देखमा हमरटा 0.26 रु 0.28 तक पहुंची जे whereas कोस्टल ओडिशा रो आज डेट रे 0.46 रु 48 लाइक हमें केन रेट रे गति कोले से 4-6 तक पहुंचे हमें 2-6 ରୁ 2-8 पहुंची छु इथिर लगी आओ अधिका तार ताके शक्ति देई करी आओ बहुमुखी कॉलेज से जिनस के हमें सफल करि पारमा जेन उद्देश्य नै करी बना है जे सेटा के हमें सफल करि पारमा और सर्वांगीण विकास से जिनस हमें हासिल करि पारमा धन्यवाद
A very good morning to all of you on this Ganesh Chaturthi day. Namaskar Samastanku. Esteemed Honorable Minister Sri Suresh Pujari Sir, Minister of Revenue, Government of Odisha. Esteemed guest on the dais today on this auspicious day. As the guide of my scholar and the co-author of this book, the first of its kind, that from the beginning of our research, my guide, my research supervisor, who happens to be the first Vice Chancellor of Gangadhar Mehar University, Sambalpur, Professor S.S. Rath, who guided us by saying that you should you should concentrate on the local issues, that is from the positive side. So we were all the time searching about the strategies and the methodologies followed by the WODC in balancing the regional imbalance of this Western Odisha region. That's why we have justified the name by saying that backward region development strategy actually it was. So while publishing the book, we have given the title that is Backward Region Development in India, the Western Odisha Experience. While conducting the research, 4 research questions that entire research is circulating around that. The first is, what extent the growth achieved through the constitution of WODC that over the years, that is from 1998 to up to 2020, how far the growth that has accelerated compared to rest of the area of the state, and how far the financial provision have been made for this backward region, especially 11 districts of the Western Odisha region, as well as how can we compare with the KVK region, the Northern Odisha region, and Southern Odisha region. Whether WODC actually working as a catalyst for achieving the desired level of sustained growth or not. Before collecting the data, we have gone through different types of committees that are formed to mitigate the imbalances, both at national level as well as among the different states, including Pandey Committee of 1968, Wangchu Committee, Chakravarti Committee, National Committee on Development of Backward Areas like that, as well as at sub-national level also. We have gone through the committees like Hyderabad Karnataka Development Committee, Fact-Finding Committee on Regional Imbalances in Maharashtra. These are taken into consideration. While coming to the situation of Odisha, particularly, this balancing the imbalances in the different regions of our state, that has started from 4th 5-year plan. Actually, when the government was introducing tribal sub-plan as a drought area program like that. But categorically, one program, one committee that had been constituted in 1991, that is called Garai Committee report, just assigned to assess the status of and the severity and the degree of imbalances that is there in different regions of Odisha, particularly WODC region. And while Garai Committee report that has gone through the different aspects of measuring the deprivation as well as the level of underdevelopment, lastly, it has not recommended for the formation of WODC, I am telling you. It has not recommended. Simply it said that the fund will not flow from the center and there will be extra burden on the government to run the office like that. But here I must thank to the people of Western Odisha people of Sambalpur and people of all the 11 districts of Western Odisha that they pressurize the government. And the government become pressurized to form a particular organization, institutions like WODC, and it came to limelight in 1998 as WODC. As WODC, it is due to the pressure of the people of Western Odisha that they are suffering this regional imbalance. Later on, in the year 2000, 2001, 2003, amendments that are occurred in the rules and regulations regarding the working of this WODC, and particularly the CEO of WODC appointed 2 MPs, 11 MLAs, and 10 experts from different fields. They are the members of WODC, including RDC as a member, Revenue Divisional Commissioner, as a member of this WODC, because this northern region, particularly Sambalpur, RDC of Sambalpur, is the member of this WODC. Now coming to the allocation of the budget, it is surprising. The WODC, the council receives funds as granting that is 100 crore now it is receiving. In the beginning, when it was established, it was just 3 crore. It was 3 crore, and that has been enhanced to 30 crore. Later on, it has been enhanced to 50 crore. Now, from 2008 to 2020, over the years, it is 100 crore only. Now, it has been approved. It is now 200. Then, okay. So, sir, our reference period is the period of reference, that is 2000 to 2015, that we will say. So, now if we look into the grant that has been given to different sectors over the years and different districts of the WODC region, first of all, we will see that the utilization pattern, whether it is utilized or not. Actually, the utilization pattern of the grants that has been allotted to WODC, it is going in the actualness. That means there is fuller utilization of the fund that has been given to WODC districts. But the thing is that if we look into sector-wise allocation,
Conclusion.
okay, sir. Just I want to say one thing, sir. If we look into the sector-wise allocation, it is the health sector. Over the years, it has been neglected. The second thing is that per capita grant, it has not been followed. Per capita grant, it has not been followed. There is no such type of policy that can share the grant of WODC entirely in a proportional way to the 11 districts of WODC. The thing is that in the way that we can suggest to the government before the Honorable Minister, that the budgetary provision of WODC must be enhanced. At least 1% of the state budget and the existing pattern of the allocation can be done as per the proportion based on the backwardness index. Backwardness to be taken into consideration, just not by taking the population and area. That has been forgotten in the entire devolution of the shares. So backwardness to be considered while sharing the funds to different regions of this WODC district. The second is the existing structure of the Revenue Divisional Commissioner. It is being an envelope organization. It must share the responsibility of the Regional Development Commissioner. That is our.
Your time is over. Please conclude within 2 minutes.
Okay, sir. So, in this way, if this is done, then everything is we have mentioned in the book. If this is done, we have tried at best, and if this can be followed, I think it will help in balancing the regional disparity that is there in western part of the region as well as in comparison to other parts. Thank you.
We thank both Mr. Panda and Mr. Maji. They're full of knowledge, storehouse of knowledge of Western Odisha, data, conclusion, recommendations, and whatnot. But then time is money. Time is also death. It is death, God of death and God of birth. Both are the simultaneously proceeding. So if you are taking Nishwas, when you excel, you don't know where you will be. So time is a very important factor. And WDC is a dead institution. I mean, I may be excused because when Asif Tripathi was there, as the finance secretary and chief secretary, he withdrew the financial power of WTC. He concentrated in his own hands. It was his bad luck that he became the chairman of WTC. And as chairman, he had to go to his parent department, Department of Finance and Chief Secretary to seek for funds. So when man of this area, Mr. Ashit Tripathi, you withdraw the powers of finance from the board. I mean, why? Whom do you blame? Government. He's our own man. He did this. Anyway, I now request Professor B.B. Mishra, Vice Chancellor of Balpur University. I cannot impose any time, but he knows the predicament of the president.
Thank you, sir, for the opportunity given me to express my ideas on this particular concept. On the dais, our honorable minister and all the dignitaries, and of the dais, the intellectuals of this region, as well as we can say the most wisdom people as per Professor Patil. So, first of all, I pay my regards to Lord Jawaharlal Ganesh and to all my dignitary friends. Namaste to all. As the topic has already been introduced, that is backward region development in India, the Western Odisha experience. Of course, it's a time relevant topic and something like eye-opening topic for all of us. But in a single word, I can say, if you talk about India as a whole and Odisha, if you consider, is considered to be one of the most underdeveloped as well as something like the backward in the Indian brand. Within Odisha also disparities exist. We have to agree in that form. But the disparities in different forms. Like our friends have taken 29 different indices to analyze the backwardness of a particular region. But to me, it is simply not allocation of fund, but the utilization of fund is more important in different sectors. Because there are certain sectors which needs priority, like an example, health. In this region is the priority. Education, another priority. Do that Western Odisha Development Council or any other form, including the budget, in the state budget, do you have adequate say in this particular region for this particular purpose? This is my first question. Second question is, even if there is an allocation of fund for both the sectors, is it flowing to the sectors and is it properly utilized? Because utilization of the fund ultimately leading to the outcome. Because what we see today, maybe there are a lot of mismanagements or something like wrong practices in between, which reduces its impact. Because if you put in terms of, even there are several ways that we are putting in terms of slogans or whatever maybe, we are making our own schools and colleges more powerful and beautiful place to read. But what is the reality? Most of the schools today you go and see, perhaps there is no teacher, and obviously when there is no teachers, the students are not coming, and indirectly we are promoting the private institution to grow. So also happen in the health sector. This is one of something happening to me. And the next aspect what we talk about, Western Odisha can be considered as poverty among the plenty. If you consider in terms of minerals, industries, and the flow of money in this region, for us it is the most advanced in the state, because this is industrially advanced region. But why poverty still exists in an advanced region? This is one of the big, you can say, contradictions. So rightly this has been said, it is poverty among the plenties. We have everything, but why we are not developing? This is a big question mark. Is there anything, something problem with the policy, or maybe problem with this management, or problem with what we talk about today, the issue of development itself? Because development itself is a holistic concept. If we are trying to just put some money and economically we say that this region is developed, for us that is a misnomer. So what to do? Now all my intellectual friends available here, this is one of the, we can say, beginning to think about how to develop our own region. Maybe our own contribution will help it a lot. Both. And the last thing I want to say, I must thank both the authors for their hard work to bring this particular work. They have done a good piece of work. which is have also been published for the greater interest of the readers. And with the release of the book by the hand of our Honorable Minister, definitely it will have a wide publicity and readers across the state will definitely go through that, and even the policymakers, this book will help the policymakers to frame the appropriate policy for the development of this region. Thank you everybody. Namaste. Jai Ma Sambalpur.
Many thanks for keeping the time. I have a hidden agenda. Why I have invited on behalf of authors and library, all the vice chancellors. The agenda is very serious. You see, the problem of unemployment in India. Even products of Delhi IIT, 30% of products could not get employment. If IIT Delhi products are not getting employment, we are very fortunate. Dr. Jaswal could employ all his products. That is different thing. That is his person. Now, what is the disease? You see, all big policymakers at Delhi, they are highly qualified, highly rich, take all advices there with the due apology to the Honorable Minister. They don't have strong common sense. They don't possess strong common sense. What is the problem of the nation? You ask the existing industry to provide employment, will they do it? They are competing with the foreign companies. They have to retrench in the age of IT and in the age of artificial intelligence. The government of India want a true CSR fund, they will employ. How many employees, employers would employ? No. They are attacking the symptoms, not the disease. The disease is competition. Disease is unemployment and how to fulfill is job creation. Job creation, there are two methods. Number one, I come to the head agenda. I request the vice chancellors and directors, please introduce such courses which will empower our products to get employment outside India, if not within India. And one of the example is research in artificial intelligence. No university has done it, no college has done it. So I request Professor Ranjan that please, as Vice Chancellor of Pittsburgh, please increase your affiliated colleges wherever infrastructural facilities are available. You have provided land, government have provided land, so many benefits are given. They are earning crores. Let them introduce such subjects which will make our products employable. Number two, new companies may be invited. I request the Honorable Minister to advise the Chief Minister to ask the corporates to set up new industries. You see, many industries in Bangalore are planning to shift to other states. But water scarcity is so acute. They want to shift. And we also make another myself and Professor Pathi with one corporate went to our former speaker, Kishore Mahanti, we requested him to fix an appointment with the then Chief Minister. He tried 2 years to fix an appointment. He tried 2 years to fix it. Professor Pathi is a witness. He has a district, 10 reminders. 10 reminders. One corporate house went to him. He is willing to set up a skill university in Jharsuguda. It did not happen. May I request the Honorable Minister to advise the Honorable Chief Minister, please set up at the government level skill university in Jharsuguda, because private organization will charge more fees. It is only government university which can provide fees affordable to students.
So, please may I request Professor Raj to speak a few words. I will try to okay, Minister is giving time. I am giving time to all of you to speak as you like. He can go.
Samastangu Namaskar, Namaskar to all of you. Respected Honorable Minister, Revenue and Disaster Management, Suresh Kumar Pujari, stalwart leader of the state and the country. Of course, first time I am sharing dash with him, but I know about him that he is a great leader of the state of Odisha. My Vice Chancellor's friends from the entire state, registrars, today we are gathered here 2,100 years of experience because there are 65 people sitting here. Each one of them have 30 years of experience. We have close to 2,100 years of experience. People are sitting here. It's almost we are addressing to more than 10,000 students of the state. So what is most important is the book Backward Isn't Development in India. It's very important. I mean, Professor Badi has mentioned about development of curriculum, the latest technology. Let me tell you, in Paschimaanchal University of Technology, we have changed the curriculum based on industry requirements. Today, people are talking about online courses, course in a skill development. The entire state has given most importance to skill development. All of you might be aware of it. Today, people are talking about artificial intelligence, chat GPT, and things like that. So, library plays a very vital role because today we are moving from teaching to learning, learning to active learning to interactive learning. Interactive learning is very important. I have introduced a class. The name is Refreshing Class, Fun and Learn. Round table, not this kind of classrooms, round table, fun and learn. So that students will enjoy, students will learn. That's very, very important in the current days of education scenario. I will speak, 2-3 important points. Let me tell you, Paschimaanchal University of Technology, for the first time, we have published results within 7 days. 30th June was the last day of examination. We have published results on 6th of July. That is only 7 days. This is the record time we have published results after I took over the charge of the Vice Chancellor of Paschimaanchal University of Technology. My point here is when we talk about backward region, one side we talk about smart cities, another side we talk about development of backward region. In Odisha, we have a place where we find some of the backward places, backward areas. We talk about smart cities also. Backward regions, what are the problems? Let us try to identify. Problem of water quality, problem of education, problem of poverty, problem of not getting foods like food, cloth, and shelters. We need to identify what is the concrete solutions, point number 1, 2, and 3. What the educational institutions can do, what government can do, what the society can do, what the Buddhijivis like all of you can do, what are the different societies like Rotary Club and other societies can do. That's very, very important. Money is not a constraint. Money is not a problem. Attitude is a problem. Let us contribute. Let us see that we need to develop the backward region of the state. That's our vision for maybe for another 2 years, 3 years. Let us contribute to the society where we can excel, where our children can excel, and we can have a better society, better Odisha, Noa Odisha, better Odisha for the state. Thank you very much for inviting me here. Thank you.
Professor Rao, another additional request, if it is possible, kindly consider to introduce leading diploma courses online, because poor students cannot take admission in schools and colleges. I now request Professor Jaiswal to speak a few words of his experience.
Good morning, everyone, and Honorable Minister of Disaster Management and Panigrahi, Professor Patil, Dr. Panda, Professor Malik, the author of this book, my vice chancellor colleagues, and all distinguished guests present here. The topic is very important for this region and also for the country. That how you develop the region. And as per my understanding, the three elements are important for the development of any region. That is, first is the high quality educations, primary to higher educations. And the responsibility of government is to set up the high quality education systems. Second is high quality infrastructure, which is roadways, airlines, railways, and all kind of physical infrastructure, today's Wi-Fi, etc. And third is the social element, the social infrastructure, which is hospitals, etc. So these are three parts which are responsible to government. But government itself is not enough. The responsibility of local citizens are more important than the government. Because government will give what you demand and what you deserve. So what is the role of the local population is to manage this institution at a high level. So that you think the best talent of the world to come to this place. That is the responsibility of the local administrator who are managing the institutions. The second responsibility is when you have good physical infrastructure and economic development, you need to build the entrepreneurial culture. You don't have to become the servant all the time. The servant concept was introduced by Britishers to become servant of different categories. I think era has come when we need to become owner. And owner means you have to create your own job, you have to create your own professions, and that is what India was known for years before prior to British coming into this country. There was no civil services, there was no other government service. Everybody was entrepreneurs, starting from weavers to farmers to blacksmiths to goldsmith. Everybody was entrepreneurs. I think that culture has to be brought back in order to just see the US. And the third aspect is in order to create the socio-economic development, you need a very high quality governance, that is law and order, so that the populations live and outsiders also comes and live there. Now coming to the changes which is happening in the world today, that is AI. 2 weeks back, I went back to my own college, Massachusetts Institute of Technology and Harvard and Carnegie Mellon, just to understand. As part of the conference, I went and I just went to meet my colleagues and professors. That's what's happening there. So they all are introducing the pilot, the AI in the classroom. And I went, sat with them. I brought that technology here. We are also going to be starting that same project that I am promoting. And what is that? There are 6 layers of learning with education parts. First is information, second is understanding, third is evaluation, fourth is analysis, fifth is application, sixth is creation of new knowledge. The first 4 generally Indian institutions provides the institutions. All the professors teaches information, understanding, analysis, evaluation. We are not able to reach application and creation of new knowledge. That is where Americans are much higher than us. Now AI is going to replace its first 4 layers completely. In a much better way. So yesterday we started discussing with a small group here that how we are going to introduce in this term itself. So we have identified 4 cases, which is in support of American company. We are introducing these 4 layers, and then our professor is saying that, sir, our job is gone. I say it should go because we have to reach the applications and the creation, and then only I am someone who becomes the pioneer number 1 in the country. So that is what is the objective, and that is how I think every institution has to create uniqueness. If you really want your idea to be developed, let people know that some innovation is happening in this region, and then a lot of investors will come, a lot of educators will come, and a lot of ecosystem will get developed. Government will have no option but to come here and develop these regions. I think that is the approach we need to take, and that is what is my take. And I really again congratulate my authors, Mr. Panda and Mali, for writing this beautiful book. And my heartiest congratulations. And thank you, Honorable Minister, for giving your time. Thank you again.
You don't know what he is. He has a philosopher's stone. What happened? The government of India regulation said that no director would get second term. There were opposition from within the ministry, within the government of India. But his philosopher's stone went to Bodhi's temple. So when his defile went to him, he said, no, second time is possible. So he is a man of success. He knows the tricks. He knows the ways and means and methodology how to be successful in life and how to make the institution great. We are all thankful to him. Professor Nagaraju, he has injected humanism into the college. So please speak a few words.
जी पवित्र गणेश चतुर्थी हमें पूजार भाग नहीं आसचु पूजार भाग नहीं सभापति सभापति कार्यमंडली सब आह्वान करछन्ती माननीय मंत्री आरटीसी वाइस चांसलर डायरेक्टर सब आसी पार्टिसिपेट करछन्ती जीवन माने पार्टी सर इनवाइट करथिले पार्टी सर इनवाइट कले सदाले भगवान इनवोकेशन करिके करन्ते मे गॉड ब्लेस यू एंड योर फर्स्ट सेंटेंस फॉर इनविटेशन और सी तांको इनविटेशन मना करबा हमें पब्लिक लाइब्रेरी संगे बुझामण पत्र हस्तक्षेप करछु तो पब्लिक लाइब्रेरी किछिटा करिवे हमर हिस्सा अछि और तपर हमें ताकि साथ भी करी पब्लिक लाइब्रेरी जे 2 वर्ष रही देखुची जो नॉन फॉर्मल एरिया रे जो हमें यूनिवर्सिटी कॉलेजेस सब फॉर्मल इंस्टीट्यूशनल वे रे हमें एजुकेशन एडवांस करू किंतु पब्लिक लाइब्रेरी गोटे इंस्टेंस गोटे एग्जांपल हेची जे नॉन फॉर्मल एजुकेशन रे किमिति कंट्रीब्यूट करबा और प्रोफेसर पाढ़ी हम सदाले गोटे रिमाइंड करंती वी आर नॉट वाइस चांसलर्स फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट वी आर टीचर्स और हमें केबे केबे आसी एथि पाठ पढिबा ପାଇଁ चेष्टा करू और जो पिला मन आसंती तांको हम टीचर्स थ्रू रे पाठ पढिबा साहाय्य इमिति गोटे इंस्टीट्यूशन इमिति गोटे पब्लिक अवेयरनेस क्रिएट करबा मु भगवती संदर्भ बुद्धि में सब बसचन let there be more institutions like this let there be more efforts like this so that the complementary aspect of education comes to the fore and help the government in formulating new policies and what Professor Jaiswal told the creation of knowledge the sixth layer how the kotha koi Visram Devi. The title of the book, backward. The word backward these days is not used. Our vocabulary evolution word backward, all colonial time we use for word. Our post-colonial indigenous knowledge be it a community, be it a region, be it a country. Let's not use the word back. There are better words than that. There are better articulations than that. I thank all the dignitaries here, Manipur Mantri Ochanti, or Eti Jatiki, Dishi Ochanti, Ankara, Umbhagu, Udharajankara, Pavitra, tradition grow also. और मंत्री आमर जीएम आस्ते तांको उत्साह एते बेसी संबलपुर प्रति संबलपुर इंस्टीट्यूशंस प्रति से उत्साह को भगवान आशीर्वाद दो जो कार्यकर राज्य रूप धर्म धन्यवाद all of you thank you
Dr. Nagaraju, he also had some secrets because he's so simple that if you go with complaints, by the time you see his face, your complaints are over.
So this type of godly nature is the rarest of the rare. I wish you good luck. Then Professor Roth from DIMSA, he has taken over a few months back and extended the healthcare throughout the length and breadth of Western Odisha, beyond Odisha, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, elsewhere. So we admire you.
Sir, Honorable Minister, sir, this is Professor Padi, sir, and the colleagues on the dais and dignitaries of the dais. So it's a proud privilege on my part to be part of this function on this auspicious occasion of Ganesh Chaturthi. At the outset, I must congratulate the authors, Professor Maji and Mr. Panda, for their book. I hope in auspicious dinner आपन बहिरा श्री गणेश ହେଲା ଆଜି ମୁଁ ଭାବୁଛି ଆପଣ ନିଶ୍ଚିତ କାଫି ରିସର୍ଚ୍ଚ କରିଥିବେ ଯୋଉଥିରେ କି ବ୍ୟାକୱାର୍ଡ ନେସ୍ ର जो रीजन्स ଅଛି वेस्टर्न ओडिसा रे तो बहुत प्रॉपर्ली ताको इवैल्यूएट करथिबे जोटा कि द रीडर्स विल अप्रिशिएट इट एंड द पॉलिसी मेकर्स विल डेफिनेटली फाइंड अ वे to get into the solution, how to achieve the solution. I am very thankful also on the part of many other speakers that they highlighted the importance of healthcare and how it is backward in this region. I also admit that definitely it is backward and there is a lot of scope for its upgradation. हमारा बहुत गैलेक्सी रे सब स्ट्रीम रो लोगन अछंती and definitely we all belong to different streams, but one common end point, common goal is we want to make the society a better place to live in different ways. So we strive in different ways, engineering, humanities, and finally we'll come to a goal where this world will be a better place to live. And Babuji, ame हमको निजो को बहुत चेंज करने पड़ेगा, हमारा इफर्ट लेवल हमको बहुत बढ़ाना पड़ेगा, and we have to be the change to see the change we want. Thank you very much again. Congratulations to the whole doctor. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I don't have time to reveal his secrets. I know, but I will introduce you in his presence. He does not know what you are. We are grateful to the government of Odisha to send a person like Mr. Jadhav, so simple, so honest, so unassuming, and Catholic, and but not all saintly qualities are with him, but he is very firm on fundamentals. That is the definition of masterly administrator. So Mr. Jadhav is a masterly administrator, pro-people. Western Odisha is grateful to him for his being stationed in Sambalpur as RDC of Northern Division. We now request of the
Respected Honorable Minister Sir, esteemed Padi Sir, Chairman, Sambalpur Public Library. I will not waste any words on praising this particular institution, sometime later on that. Nevertheless, all of you here, Gurujan Kunda, on this dais, off the dais, all colleagues. First of all, let me congratulate the authors of the book. Mr. Pardon me if you're doctor. Dr. Panda, Dr. Mudrithar Machi. If you're not doctor, you will become doctor. I think this is a PhD thesis. You're doctor. This is PhD thesis. I was amused and extremely surprised, with a pleasant surprise. I asked for a copy 2-3 days ago, and last 2-3 days I have been browsing this again and again. And I was amused pleasantly that this is seminal work and this should have been sponsored by the government. On their own, they have done it. So, in the presence of Honorable Revenue Minister, I would propose this as a member of WDC also, that WDC purchases these copies and distributes this to policymakers, administrators, and other Buddhijivis in great number. Number one. Number two, we can have presentation of the authors before WDC and before the government also, before the Secretariat also, in the presence of Honorable Chief Secretary Sir, about these findings. Statistics is a great tool, and this particular study has demonstrated it properly. I have seen and several indicators have been used. Just one small observation. All the other speakers have spoken about the important indicators of development. Head has spoken about entrepreneurship, skill development, health sector has been given importance, education of course, and we see BPOT has also emphasized on skill development, and a lot of efforts have been taken. One small observation about me, Honorable Revenue Minister Sir is here in his presence, I would like to make. When we call it Western Odisha, Western is a comparative term, it's a reference term. Western is with reference to something Western. So what is that reference? It is a geographical reference, all right. But we should not think, we the people of Western Odisha, we should never think that it is Western in comparison with the capital of the state. That we should always keep it in mind, because again, as one of the speakers has spoken about, he has objected to the word backwardness. So similarly, I also would like to emphasize that we should not treat the word Western in negative sense of the term. It is negative in the sense of the term, it is a reactive word. It is not an absolute word. That is one thing. Second thing, important thing is, this act in itself is not enough. WDC Act has given the council, and Padi sir has rightly spoken. So, some of the speakers have spoken about the budget allocation. Again, budget alone is not enough. Whatever budget you give, if the implementation of machinery is not appropriately monitored, executed, then whatever, even if 5,000 crore or 50,000 crores are given, in terms of overall budget allocation, Western Odisha definitely gets these 10 districts, identified districts, definitely get at least 1/3 of the budget allocation. No doubt about that thing. But budget alone is not enough. Public interaction with the WDC, with the government is extremely important, and bodies like this can play a positive role in this regard. With this, let us hear from Honorable Revenue Minister. With his wealth of experience, we will take guidance from him. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Jadhav. His secrecy is that he is a voracious reader. Besides being a master learner, I now request our chief guest to speak.
धन्यवाद। मंचरे उपस्थित सभापति प्रोफेसर पाड़ी एवं अन्य समस्त विश्वविद्यालय कुलपति एवं निर्देशक वृंद, आंचलिक परिश्रम उपरे लिखिथिबा बहिर लेखक प्रोफेसर माझी, प्रोफेसर पंडा, मंच स्थान समस्त संबलपुर बुद्धिजीवी एवं वरिष्ठ नागरिक वृंद, मोर 40 वर्षर पब्लिक लाइफ प्रोफेसर मान मझे सैंडविच हमार सुयोग केवे ना सामने भी जेन माने बसिछन सब गुणी ज्ञानी अभिभावक माने सब बसिछन एते संख्यक अभिभावक की एका संगे कहबी नहीं पाई आ प्रोफेसर पाड़ी तो पूरा शिक्षक डॉक्टर पति तो डायरेक्ट टीचर ऑन फिजिक्स से माने खाली मते की कहितिले जे पश्चिम ओडिशा एवं आंचलिक वैषम्य उपर बहिते लेखा है और ताको उन्मोचन करबा छै आपण 8 थर की 10 थर मते व्हाट्सएप करथिबी हला किंतु भी टाइम नहीं पाउथि सेति लगे मैं आपण को रिप्लाई भी का बोली के रिप्लाई देई बोली के रिप्लाई दे दूं शेषरे आपण को शेष सब व्हाट्सएप पाइला पर आपण मते फोन भी बने फोन कला पर बोली जे आ समय टे नहीं बाहर कर दिया पाठ नहीं तो बाहरला समय गोटे इटा समय दिन समयटा समस्त लिए कंडीशन हुए बोले सकालू सकालू बहीटा के उन्मोचन करदम सूर्य उदय हला बेके हम इटा उन्मोचन करदम किंतु बुई ना जेंथे जे एते वाइस चांसलर डायरेक्टर्स मनकु आपन माने डाकिबे बोली यदि इटा जानि छिति मु तो पुत्रा भिन्न समय हम धार्य करथिबी एवं पर्याप्त समय हमें पाइथिता समस्त अनुभव और अनुभूति हमें एनकेस करथिता और सामनार भी जन क्वेश्चन ताकर पदे पदे इंटरेक्शन लेथिता एवं मोटा मोटी जन उद्देश्य लागि आपण माने बसिछन से उद्देश्यर साकार करबा लागि लंबा रोडमैप टे भी तैयारी करछि का किंतु आज सेटा संभवपर नहीं पाला किंतु मोर अनुरोध पब्लिक लाइब्रेरी के आउ दिने केबे समय करू लॉन्च पंच रो व्यवस्था करू आउ लंबा समय पर्यंत बसमा पूरा खसड़ा तैयारी करम मैं आउ थोड़ा रिपीट करछि अब मैं सीरियसली कहूछ विथ रेस्पोंसिबिलिटी सीरियस खसड़ा तैयारी करम एवं से खसड़ा रो इन लेटर एंड स्पिरिट कार्यकारी करम आपण आर्टिस्ट को ओके इंट्रोड्यूस करथिल वो केबे आपण ताकू जानि सब नहीं जानि कोई सरकार हल्ला पर ताकू जानि एवं बीथर ताकर संगे से डायरेक्टर थिला बोल कि ताकर संगे इंटरेक्शन ही सारी छी एवं आरटीसी एग्री जॉइन करला पर मध्ये हम इंटरेक्शन करि सारी छु डॉक्टर पति कहउचे गुण चिन्हे गुणिया डॉक्टर पति गुणी लोक बोल कि गुणी लोक को चिल्ले ओडिसा रो टूरिज्म बाबत रे से मते उते प्रेजेंटेशन करथिली भुवनेश्वर रे एवं मु आश्चर्य हेली जो महाराष्ट्र रो लोक ओडिसा केडर रो आईएएस ऑफिसर ओडिसा रो बहुत कम जनकर सेति अध्ययन थिबा ओडिसा रो टूरिज्म ऊपर जेति अध्ययन करछि सेटा को हमें ये रोड मैप रे आहुरी गुडी जिंस में ओडिसा रो 17टा प्रोजेक्ट मूल प्रोजेक्ट प्रस्तुत करथिले सेतिरे आहुरी किछि प्रोजेक्ट अंचल रो मु जुडी थिली एवं फाइनल प्रोजेक्ट रो एटा प्रस्तुत हवा पूर्व से आरटीसी रे पळे आसी सेटा होचे 12 पहाड़ सेटा हमें सुनिछु सुरेंद्र साईंकर समलेई मंदिर रो 12 पहाड़ तक सुरंग थिला होई एसआई के केंद्र केते इथरे इन्वॉल्व करा जाई पारबा हिराकू तो बंध एवं आखपाख अंचल रे केते टूरिज्म डेवलप करा जाई पारबा झारसुगुड़ा रे काना करा जाई पारबा ई सब विषय योजना प्रस्तुत करली किंतु गुटे विषय निश्चित भाव रे कोई प्रोफेसर पति को कहबाली चाहूचे ही इमोशनली कनेक्टेड आरटीसी हिगरी केवल आसीचन अपन में हो ही हैज कम विथ ए मिशन जे मिशन आज अपन चर्चा करूछन या आंचलिक संतुलनता केनतेगिरी संकुचित हेवा दुनिया जिंस हवा सेति लागि विथ ए मिशन से आरटीसी रे आइछन हमें तो चिंता करछन जे आरटीसी एरो हम दायित्व को आहुरी आगे बढ़ावा लागि चिंता करछु ताऊ बहुत किलो अंजन को भी करछे जे जनता ओडिसा रा राज्य रो डेवलपमेंट कमिशनर अछि आरटीसी केवल कमिशनर नुहन डेवलपमेंट जोनल डेवलपमेंट कमिशनर माने जे हेबे बेले विकास धारा काउंटर हे पाबा से अवधि रो देछि इनो जाऊ अपन एते वर्ष तक परिचय ये रिसर्च को ले जानी ई 90 दिन रो रिसर्च ई गला 90 दिन रो रिसर्च टी करि मुख्यमंत्री को अपॉइंटमेंट नहीं पाइले ना वर्ष पर अपन जेन दिन अपॉइंटमेंट चाहिए से दिन अपॉइंटमेंट मिले कल मुख्यमंत्री अवेलेबल दिवा उनका भी प्रेजेंटेशन करवा से भी कि वही दोबारा से भी केबे गुटे आसले नहीं करेगा और जेबे अपन भेटवा लगी चाहे कि इंटरेक्शन करवा लगी चाहे अभी बारे मुख्यमंत्री विज्ञान से विज्ञान बिना विलंब अपन को मुझे दायित्व होचे अपन को जेबे चाहिए अपन को मुख्यमंत्री संग भेटवा लगी असि कंपनी के डाकी कोन खाली असो के ये तना ही पाल के सुधार खाली आसले पर दिन एडवांस पोजीशन न बुझो ओके हला वी अपेक्षा रे पर दिन पर्यंत होचे किचन का से हमको खुजु थला ना सरकार के ओते एड्रेस देला सरकार ताई खुजवाली के मनसे आउ रहला विकास रो जन बोलते 90 दिन रो कथा 90 दिन भीतर अनुमान लोकेशन पांचटा कैबिनेट मीटिंग है कैबिनेट मीटिंग रे सारा ओडिसा रे विषय भी चर्चा हैसी एवं निर्दिष्ट समस्या भी चर्चा है ई 90 दिन भीतर पांचटा कैबिनेट रे जिन सार्वज समग्र भारत ओडिसा के चिंता हला जे चासी मान को 31 टका क्विंटल धान देवा विषय हो किबा सुभद्रा योजना हो जो निर्दिष्ट प्रोजेक्ट रे केते निष्पत्ति हिचे सबु पश्चिम ओडिसा बाबत रे ही निष्पत्ति 900 कोटी टका दउछु स्वाधीनता पर हीराकुद डैम रो केनाल मरामती नहीं थे सिल्टिंग हेलानो टैलेंट रे पानी नहीं जीवा आ मोटा मोटी माटी केनाल है सीमेंट कंक्रीट केनाल करवा लगी रिनोवेशन करी जनता सब जाके मान केनाल सीटो में पानी पहुंचवा सौतुर ई 90 दिन भीतर सौतुर पड़ प्रकल्प होचे 900 कोटी टंका बरगड़ संबलपुर केनाल मरामती लगी दिया है ताकि आउ के कोई पारे एटा तर कोई आरंभ करि पार आउ के अंचल रो प्रति काई नै कले बोली आउ के अंचल रो प्रति ब्रह्मांड तो हाउ बोली तो कोई बुढ़िया केनाल दी प्रकल्प अछि बरगड़ रो नुआपड़ा 3000 कोटी टंकार रेल पथर चूड़ांत मंजूरी मिलला इजन कहू के नुआपड़ा पश्चिम ओडिसा रे अछि कि अंचल अछि वे आप बुढ़ी जिनस बने दे पारबे तो आप बहुत जन कहते एंटा इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द एटीट्यूड आप केंती की देखुछन जनप्रतिनिधि माने केते निष्ठा सहित से अंचल रा विकास लागि काम करूछन केते स्वर उत्तोलन करूछन आ सामग्रिक भाव खाली भी कहते आज भी कहूचे राजनीति करूथवा लोक लागि माटी बड़वा माटी बड़ है पार्टी ऊपरे माटी है यदि चेष्टा सिद्धि करे हमा बोले मते लागुचे आंचलिक वैषम्य विकास परिषद माध्यम रे आंचलिक वैषम्य दूर हवा मते अनुभव नै किछि रिपेयरिंग हे पारे 500 कोटी टंका आसुचे सेटा एमएलए लेड एमपी लेड बढ़िया आवंटन होचे विभिन्न प्रकल्प आ जेन माने जनप्रतिनिधि भी अछन कि लोक अछन से माने निर्दिष्ट छोट छोट काम लागि आसुचे ये अंचल रो सामग्रिक विकास लागि यदि संभवपर हे परुचे पब्लिक लाइब्रेरी संबलपुर दायित्व लो जे सामग्रिक विकास लगी एवं विकसित अंचल रो सागरे समान फुटिंग रे रखवाल लगी इनर रोड मैप काना है हमर पाके रोड मैप भी अछि के हमर पाके रोड मैप भी नहीं वाइस चांसलर गंगाधर मेहर कॉलेज यूनिवर्सिटी रो बसी छ आपण मते डाकले कि मुई आपन को डाकली वही दायित्व नेला पर प्रथमे आसली गंगाधर मेहर यूनिवर्सिटी रे बसवाली अपन केवल पता लागले खाली खाली जीएम यूनिवर्सिटी वाइस चांसलर रिसर्च है काई बसवा इनो संबलपुर यूनिवर्सिटी भी वाइस चांसलर रिसर्च तांको भी डाकितले तांको कान समस्या अछि कान समाधान करा दे परबा आईएएम के डॉक्टर जयसवाल बचन ताको भी पहले समय देके आसन हम बसवा होई इश्यूड हिंसा समस्या से दिल्ली भुवनेश्वर रे भी संबलपुर यूनिवर्सिटी एवं जीएम यूनिवर्सिटी मीटिंग एजुकेशन डिपार्टमेंट रेवेन्यू डिपार्टमेंट एडिशनल चीफ सेक्रेटरी एजुकेशन हायर एजुकेशन मिनिस्टर हायर एजुकेशन सेक्रेटरी ऑल ऑफिशियल्स संगरे दुई इंस्टीट्यूशन रो कथावार्ता मध्ये डेवलपमेंट रो रोड में तैयारी करना ताकि हम आपको बढ़ावा लागि चेष्टा करू विषय होचे जे आपण जेन दायित्व पाइले से दायित्व के आपण कर केन हिसाब रे आगे बढ़ावा लागि चाहू छ पता पता जेन कॉलेज काई भी तो बहुत पता काई जेन कॉलेज बोले जीएम कॉलेज बाबू आज जेन जगह रे अछि ना ए जगह रे पहुंचबा लागि जीएम कॉलेज मोर लागि फाउंडेशन थिला जीएम कॉलेज नाही था मुई भी आज जगह रे नहीं पहुंची थी तो कोई आपण को कहवा नहीं चाहूचे जे हमर दृष्टिकोण हला संतुलित विकास आपण चीफ मिनिस्टर को भेट नहीं पाले ना तो आगुरी भी आदित्य छुट्टी घोषणा करथिले नुआ के समय अंचल देखुतला पश्चिम ओडिसा देखुतला इचन करकेला जी तो प्रश्न में गले जे नुआ खाई पश्चिम ओडिसा हमटा के छुट्टी गला सारा ओडिसा प्रथम थर लगी ओडिसा सरकार छुट्टी घोषणा कले जेन जेन घोषणा राजस्व विभाग रही दायित्व है बहुत बैंकर्स होते फोन कले तो हमें बात पड़ी हो हमें संपर्क लोग कहते हैं कि बैंक मार्कर भी सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट छुट्टी करो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट छुट्टी का प्रतिबंध कारण जे आरबीआई रो गाइडलाइन अछि से गाइडलाइन ला लगातार 3 दिन लोग को असुविधा लगातार 3 दिन छुट्टी नहीं पाए शनिवार रविवार फिर सोमवार हला के बोली सितरे बाधक थिला किंतु आपन को जणावी चाहछे से बाधक को भी दूर करा जे कि आज नोटिफिकेशन हवा नेगोशिएबल इंस्ट्रूमेंट एक्ट रे बैंक माने तो किसी जिस तो असंभव न हुए हमें की 5 वर्ष जे निष्ठा सहित चेष्टा करबा जेते पछे आपण अच्छे बोली पश्चिम ओडिसा अनुभव करू एवं जेन मान को पछे पछे बोली अनुभव करू तो पांच वर्ष पर्याप्त नहले गोटे रिवर्स गियर रे विकास आरंभ होई पारबा असंतुलित पश्चिम ओडिसा रे विकास ताको आहुरी आगे त्वरान्वित करा दी पारबा किछि प्रतिबंधक नै न राज्य सरकार दृष्टिकोण भी नॉर्थ ओडिशा डेवलपमेंट काउंसिल मध्य घोषणा है सर्दन भी दाबी है सेटा भी हवा ठीक किंतु मूल विषय होची जे बड़ी कमिशन हो किबा लेटेस्ट महांती कमिशन तो जुडिशियल कमिशन पूरा जुडिशियल कमिशन सेटा भी सार्वजनिक नहीं आमे चेष्टा करबू ओडिशा रो संतुलित विकास हबार लगी बिना पातरतर रे बिना आंचलिक भेदभाव रे हवा इतरे कोनोसी संदेह नहीं दुई आमे चाहूचो जे सरकार गणतंत्रटा ओडिशा रे पार्टिसिपेटरी हवा कथा जेन माने मंत्री हेले एमएलए हेले सांसद हेले जे से माने केवल ई विकास रो ठिका निचे नटा नुए पार्टिसिपेटरी कहले सरकार रो निष्पत्ति रो प्रक्रिया रे साधारण लोकंकर मध्य मतामत देवार अधिकार देवार कथा और जेन समष्टि बसी छ नाजी आपण इंता समष्टि यदि सरकार रो उपदेष्टा ही गले संतुलित विकास मध्य अति निखुण भाव रे ही पारबा तेनु मैं आज आह्वान छाड़ी जाउछे आउ दिने के अपन रोड मैप तैयारी करू इना ज्ञानी गुणी माने तो बसी छन आउ आरटीसी कर सकरे तार किछि प्रिलिमिनरी कथाबार्ता आरंभ होइछि ई अंचल रो विकास लागि से हमर नोडल एजेंसी है आरटीसी हमर नोडल एजेंसी है ताकू जहां परामर्श देबा कथा देतो आउ इनो पश्चिम ओडिशा कहले मोर पूरा गुटे परामर्श है संबलपुर बड़ भाई हबार उद्यम संबलपुर पश्चिम ओडिशा के देखिकरी चश्माटा इंता करू जे पश्चिम ओडिशा हमको बहुत समय सफर बाबू कुकुर विकास परिषद ऑफिसर होचे आज निष्पत्ति करते समस्त मिसिक पश्चिम ओडिशा काली घोषणा नहीं कह आज हठात दिन नहीं कह हाईकोर्ट रे विवाद सबु जिनसर हमर विकास लगी बहुत समय आमे बाधक होउछु बड़ भाई भाव रे संतुलित विकास रो रोड मैप अन्य मानक संग परामर्श करी संबलपुर निष्पत्ति करू बलांगीर संगे कथा हो कलाहांडी संग अरे सान भाई ये भूल भी कला बुझामा मनामा आमे झगड़ा तो नेलो बड़ भाई झगड़ा लैसी आ बड़ भाई जदि रामचंद्र हवा सान भाई निश्चय लखना भाई के संग तो प्रक्रिया आरंभ करू बहुत विलंब ये हुए आ हमर चश्मा सामग्रिक भाव रे पश्चिम ओडिशा के भी देखो और ओडिशा के भी देखो संतुलित विकास हमार आवश्यकता अछि संबलपुर ईपी सेंटर एते बसी जो नाम एते बड़ बड़ कथा कहू गुटे छाड़ी की जाउछ आपन कष्ट लागि पारे किंतु मते भाबा लागि पाउछ जे योगेंद्र कहवार उचित लॉयर स्ट्राइक गली जेतले सुप्रीम कोर्ट आदेश पळे आला जेतले पुलिस रो उत्पीड़न आरंभ होई गला वकील मान को भी ऊपर कारण हला जेल के पठे देली सेतले काम के न तो नहीं ये तो कल्पना करूछन मुई दिल्ली रे थिली मुई विचलित हेकरी लोकसभा रो बाहले मते खबर मिलला जे आरंभ होला न काउंटर अटैक मुई पार्लियामेंट रो बाहरी के खबर डबर नेली एवं स्पीकर पाखरे गली स्पीकर को गली इंदा घटना चलछे आज ई बाबत रे मते कहबा लागि अनुमति दो हम धन्यवाद कथा बाबा कथा मिलला को सेते मते स्वतंत्र अनुमति देले पार्लियामेंट में उठाली भी पार्लियामेंट चली थला रही न पारली मैं 5टा 7टा एमपी एमएलए बंधु धरि कर भी संपर्क पहुंची और जे सन्नाटा देखिली 40 वर्ष रो मोर जीवन में केबे संबलपुर ए सन्नाटा नै देखि देई जेबे जेबे ओडिसा रे एवं पश्चिम ओडिसा रे विपत्ति आइछि से समय रे सामना करबा लागि संबलपुर रु ही लोक बाहरी सामना करबा से दिन से घटना रे किंतु वो देखबा नै रे पे द्वितीय ई हनुमान जयंती समाज घटना से समय रे हमर जन भूमिका यदि हमें पालन करथिता बतला उच्च प्रशासन तरफ रो जन उत्पीड़न हला उत्पीड़न करबा लागि हम सब साहस नै करथि ये सिविल सोसाइटी रो भूमिका सकारात्मक प्रस्ताव देबा लागि भी अछि एवं आवश्यक पड़ले माने कलम धरथिले समान को राजरास्ता के ओलेगिरी प्रतिवाद करबार मध्य आवश्यकता अछि और आशा कि जेनका अतीत हेगा भविष्य हमर है हम जेन माने बसी चुकी आपण माने जेन वरिष्ठ नागरिक छन से भी निश्चित होचे हम जहां चिंता करछु हमर लागि चिंता नै करबा आमे आगामी पीढ़ी लगी चिंता करछु आसु समस्ते आगामी पीढ़ी रो लगी आमे तार भविष्य निर्माण कर सेमानकर भविष्य निर्माण हवा तो पश्चिम ओडिसा मध्य भविष्य निर्माण हवा एवं पश्चिम ओडिसा मध्य विकास हवा आगे केबे गुटे यदि ई मंडली पूरा आउ गुटे केबे हमें लंबा समय लगी करि पारमा एवं तार बेस्ट पेपर उपरे मध्य प्रोफेसर प्रति आपण प्रस्तुत करितो गुटे बेस्ट पेपर तयारी करून विकास हो से बेस्ट पेपर उपरे हमें आलोचना कला पूरा फाइनल ता रोडमैप ता प्रस्तुत करमा एवं सरकार तरफ मोर दायित्व हवा जे से बेस्ट पेपर के सरकार पाखरे पहुंचे वाले एवं से बेस्ट पेपर आधार रे ई अंचल रो विकास के त्वरान्वित करबा लागि समस्त को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद नमस्कार।
On behalf of all of you, I take this opportunity in thanking our Honorable Minister, Chief Guest, and all other guests. Because of urgency, the presidential observations are deleted. Thanksgiving is also deleted. Thank you very much. Thank you.